Hey everybody, woohoo! Hope you guys like that B&B Mafia intro game video. A big shout out to the creator of that. So kind of cool. I thought that would be fun to play for the first time. So yeah, let's get into it. We've got a poll in the moment. So on that Mafia game, of course, we're going to be supporting that on this channel. We're having a good time playing it. We are co-hosting one of the Mafia families called the Syndicate. That was the first one to register. There are now 6, the last time I checked, families playing. And that's just within the first day. The first day is not even finished yet, so it's going to be pretty bullish. We've got a poll up at the moment. Are you going to play Mafia game? Now, obviously, games are fun. They're supposed to be fun, but you just may make some good coin on the way. This is the way it goes. This is crypto, after all. Monetized games. It's kind of fun. Now, we've got yes joined already, and we've got yes we'll play, maybe, and nope. So get in there, folks, and make a vote. We'll check that out later on. Remind me to check it. Make sure I don't forget about the poll that I put up there. All right, let's just welcome a few people in the house. We're going to be talking about dog on Bitcoin, of course, the big pump. We've been following that, called it perfectly. So that's pretty cool. And we're covering, obviously, Mafia as well. And, of course, do our usual Pulsechain market updates, waiting for the Magic Carpet Ride to begin. So kind of cool. We've got Lies Beneath in the house there. How are you today? Very good. Yesterday we had, I think I counted like 7 waves of different storms coming in. It was crazy. And of course, today it has calmed down a bit. So fairly okay, probably walkable weather outside. So you're going to try and do that later on. We've got Lies Beneath in the house there. Hex, Pulsechain incentive for the win, 100%, the gold crypto strategy of this channel. However, we are obviously covering a more multi-chain stuff as well, since there's always good opportunities on every chain. And of course, Dog is going to be one of those. In fact, Dog potentially could be one of the big 5 stories of this bull market, and everything's set up for it. So you guys are in early on Dog. So if you managed to pick it up, pretty cool. If you're in our strategy club, of course, you'd be well aware of Dog. And of course, that's on Bitcoin. And of course, Runes more broadly, Runes protocol as well. Brendan's in the house there, our TA guru. Morning, Superman and family. Hey, Brendan, hope you're doing well. We've got Archie in the house there, our godfather. He's the godfather. And of course, that's a lot of coolness in that position. So big shout out to Archie. He's doing all the organization work as well. So big shout out to you. Tintop in the house as well. What's up, Mexicans? Hey, Tintop, hope you're doing well. And of course, where else there? We got Wookie says the huff and the puff. Yeah, the huff and the puff. That is Wookie. We've got Craig Pitt in the house as well. Morning all. I know Craig has joined our Mafia family, so big shout out to you. And of course, at the moment, I guess I'm the only, inverted quotes, influencer covering Mafia that I'm aware of, but it's going to grow. It's going to grow. And of course, that gives us an advantage as well, right? At the moment, we've got the early advantage. So it's kind of cool covering that. All right, let's get into it. We've got a lot to talk about. So we're going to cover, obviously, the stock market. Now, I've just had an invite from Archie, the godfather to the family. So I have joined my first profile. So that's pretty cool. And there's that they're just doing it in stages, just so that things launch correctly. If they have any little technical issues, they can fix them up. And then we'll slowly, I guess, once the B&B pool and the vault gets bigger, we're going to the game will end up going live, and the chaos will begin. It's going to be fun. All right, let's get into the stock market. We've got the Dow Jones closed lower on rising yields. Plunge in American Airlines. So let's have a look at the results today. So we've got the Dow Jones is down 1% at 411 points. And I guess this is covering for Wednesday's data. So that's pretty cool. We've got S&P 500 down 0.75%, 39 points to 5,266. The NASDAQ down 0.6%, almost 100 points there at 16,920. So that's kind of where we are at the moment on the stock market indices. The US dollar is up slightly, and the volatility index is up 10% as well. So a bit of risk off, obviously. Let's go to the commodities. We can see that West Texas at the moment is $79, and Brent oil is at $83.30. They're both down slightly. Gold is down 0.25% at $5.80, down to $2,335. Silver still looking very good, man. Silver's probably just going to continue to rally. And of course, if we get interest rate pivot towards the end of the year, maybe November, silver could do some mad things. Maybe $100, $125. Let's see how that goes. It's going to be fun to see. Watch silver. Silver's already broken out past that $24 resistance, and there it is, looking pretty good. And we know that Rich Dad Poor Dad was talking about how good silver could be on an interest rate pivot. So there we go. All right, let's have a quick look at the upcoming news. We're expecting We've got high move in treasury yields, obviously, ahead of key inflation data this week. This is pivotal data, the PCE priced index, very broad data measure for inflation that the Federal Reserve prefers. So that's coming out on Friday. So we were going to get a lot of insight to see how the reaction is to that result. And of course, signs of sticky inflation have led several officials to suggest in recent days that they would like to see more evidence of cooling prices. So let's hopefully on Friday that is what they get. So that's pretty much it on the stock market and economy. Let's move over to crypto. We've just got a bit of a tapering off here. We've got Bitcoin down almost 1%, $67,697. Bitcoin dominance at 51.25%. We've got Ethereum there down 1.85%, 3,772 off the back, of course, good news around the Ethereum ETFs. That's a sort of bit of a process, though. Like I say, I think they've still got one form to sign to get those up and running. What else we got? Now, interesting measure about that. Richard Hart was pointing out that we may see a lot of Bitcoin stuff going into value going into Ethereum. So it'd be interesting to see that. And of course, Michael Sato, on the other hand, was saying we might see from the Ethereum ETFs value go into Bitcoin. So you decide. I think Richard's probably on the right end of that equation, and that's where we're at the moment. And what else we got? We've got Tron up slightly, Litecoin up slightly, SHIB up slightly, and we've got that's pretty much it. Solana up pretty flat there. So there we go. That is some of the leaders there. Now, I didn't bring up Coinbase today, so we'll maybe talk about that tomorrow. But we're going to jump into Bitcoin, and we can see here on the chart on Coinbase that we've got the 50-day moving average is now at $65,611, with the 200-day at $55,404. So everything is still looking really good for crypto. And man, if this is the volatile time, I should say, after the Bitcoin halving, like we've seen in the previous two Bitcoin halvings, and this is the Bitcoin halving back here, then man, what is this bull market going to be like? Man, it could be absolutely legitly awesome. Maybe we're definitely talking about, a lot of analysts were talking about 150 to 180 in the bull market cycle, but maybe we get Richard Hart's 240. Maybe we get even, gold equivalents, which is 400K plus. That would be pretty insane. We could see some pretty mighty things this bull market. I'm excited about it. So we're 40 days into it. So we're sort of getting into that 60-day window, and things are looking very good at the moment for the old Bitcoin. So fingers crossed. And of course, what are the two things we've got coming up? Hopefully we've got no Chinese Taiwan invasion, right? There are pros and cons to that black swan event. We'll call it this for argument's sake. Let's call it a gray swan event because we kind of know it's sitting out there. And then of course later in the year, we've got November, the election, right? So we might actually put a little candle in here for the election, 5th of November, and the most important election, I would say, sitting out for this century. You heard me, folks. This century, it's going to be an election around freedom, and the usual thing. And it's funny, 100 years later, after the World War II and World War One, particularly World War II, and almost like we're back where we started. I don't know, it's crazy. We've still got the same people wanting to take complete power off the rest of us. I don't know. What can't we just have, freedom for everybody and not have some people decide what reality is? I don't know. That sounds a lot better to me. Anyway, so that's where we are at the moment, 5th of November, and maybe we'll also have the interest rate pivots. We'll either have it in September, but probably now moving into November for the interest rate pivot. So that's kind of the news flow coming up there. So that's Bitcoin at the moment. And on top of Bitcoin, we've got not only the bullish outlook, but we've also got, the cool things happening on Runes Protocol, right? So Runes Protocol launched at the Bitcoin halving. It's the first time that really we're going to have, for a bull market cycle, have meme coins and NFT ordinals on Bitcoin. So it is, that we've already seen it on Ethereum and other EVM chains, but now to have it on Bitcoin, what sort of prices could we see on the Bitcoin? If we saw amazing prices on Ethereum, Solana and other chains, what could we see on Bitcoin? It could be insane. Now we're backing, of course, Dog for the win there. Every bull market you get a good half a dozen tokens that do some insane numbers, and people brag about it, like Pepe and SHIB and others, and of course Hex in the last bull market. So where could this go? We're going to be looking forward to it. This is one of my picks for that top six, let's say. And of course, it's starting off very, very well indeed. And it's early days on Dog on Bitcoin, right? So it's doing pretty well. Now, we cover this in our strategy club in Discord. So the link's in the video description to that. $35 a month to get access to that one as a private group inside our Pulsechain and Hex Discord there. So far, looking beautiful is this. And you can see the big volume candle coming in here as well. This is on gate.io. And of course, we're waiting for top tier exchanges to start listing. We saw what this did to Audi. Audi was a BRC20 token last year. And of course, that did some amazing things. Went from $3 to $5 once it left the DEX on decentralized exchanges like Binance, and went all the way up, I think, into the high 90s, definitely the high 80s. So massive gains very quickly once it happens. So is this going to happen to Dog? I think so. This is what we're expecting to see. So we'll see maybe the Krakens, the Binance, the Qcoin, the Coinbases, the Crypto.coms of the world will start listing these. Man, it's game on. It's game on. It's game on. So at the moment, Dog is the #1 meme coin on CoinMarketCap. Out of all the other coins that are ahead of it, is all listed on Binance. So if it's at number 9 yesterday, it's now number 8 is at the current market cap, and it's probably closing in on number 7 position. So, and it's still got miles to go to get to Dogecoin, which was about 24 billion. It's currently sitting at about 650 billion last time, 650 million last time I checked. We'll definitely check that again. So far, Dog doing pretty well. All right, so that's gone gate.io. Let's jump into the runes market more generally. You can see the top runes at the moment, top 100 here on Magic Eden. Magic Eden is decentralized. And like I say, to open up the liquidity floodgates for Dog and other rune meme coins, you're going to need centralized exchanges. So it's going to be that sort of DEX hybrid. The top DEXs now for Bitcoin is kind of all brand new. They're all kind of relatively new. There's Magic Eden, Unisat, and there are a couple others out there, and they're kind of dominating the volume. Here on Magic Eden, of course, we can see the top 10 that are listed. We've got Fihu there at the moment. Dog Go to the Moon. This is Dog, of course, the one we're talking about, number 2. We've got Ryzik there at number 3. Pups of World Peace at number 4. Decentralized, number 5. Now, Decentralized is from a team that is from Ethereum NFTs. They're a big player on Ethereum NFTs, and they have moved over to Bitcoin because these teams know what they're doing, right? They know what they're doing. They're looking for the next big thing. And, of course, Decentralized there at number 5. So that could be another good one as well. It's also Rune number 2. In other words, the second one, or actually technically the third, but the second one created out of the Rune numbers there. So the runes start at 0. So, and, of course, that's where we're at the moment. We've got 6 there, Runes X Bitcoin. We've got Epic, number 7. Satoshi Nakamoto at number 6. And, number 8 there. And Bank of Nakamoto Dollar at number 9. And topping it off, number 10, Lobo, which I love. I love Lobo. And of course, Lobo's at number 10. It was also airdropped to those who were holding Runestone Ordinals, or NFTs collections, and doing pretty well. Now, there's lots of great other coins following up there. We might see, because it's an election year, we might see the Donald Trump memes obviously doing pretty well already. We see MAGA meme coin just recently launched doing pretty well also. So there's lots of Donald Trump themed stuff there. I'm sure there are going to be a few Biden ones out there as well. So it's going to be pretty interesting. And so those are the runes and the collections at the moment. These are kind of like the NFTs. So if runes are like the ERC20s, the PRC20 tokens, collections are kind of like the NFTs, and we can see the top 10 at the moment. Node Monks, Bitcoin Puppets. We've got Runestone there. Now, if you had held a Runestone, you would have got that airdrop of Dog for free. So there we go. A fair launch there for Runestone. We've got Quantum Cats, Audible Maxis, the Royals, Bitcoin Wizards, Bitcoin Frogs, Rune Pups, and Bitcoin Shrooms there. Top of number 10. Now, we're seeing new ones entering the top 10 quite often at the moment. So it just shows you how early things are as well, with top teams coming into the Rune space. Rune's market cap is just going up and away. And, of course, Dog seems to be dragging them up. So Dog market cap at the moment, $681 million. And, of course, its first target will be, already hit it. It basically was 500 million. And, of course, now it's going to target 1 billion, of course. You remember that Dogecoin is sitting at 24 billion approximately. So even once it reaches 1 billion, which is essentially 1 cent per Dogecoin, it will then be a 24x, right, to get that market cap up to Dogecoin. Now, will it get to there? That's a question to be seen. Will it be the most valuable meme coin on the most valuable chain for the first time in the first bull market? We will see. But this is what we're in crypto for, right? So kind of cool. And the good news, it's just hit 10 sats, just as we're talking. So that's the first time I've seen it on 10 sats. So it's just hit 10 sats per Dog. And of course, once it reaches 14.6, I think it is, we will be at 1 billion market cap. So pretty bullish there for Dog Go to the Moon. Let's have a look at this. Whoa, yeah, over 10 sats now. Wow, first time. That's fantastic. So even on live stream, we're seeing some really, really cool things happen here. So yeah, watch out. 14.6 sats. That's 1 cent. That'll be $1 billion market cap, and then 24x from there to reach Dogecoin. And of course, will it surpass it? And if so, how far will it go? I mean, Dogecoin at the moment is sitting at about, I think, number 8 or 9 on CoinGecko overall, not just for meme coins, but overall. And of course, so let's see where that goes. So pretty cool. You can see 46 buys here on DEXs. Now you can obviously buy on Magic Eden, or you can buy on the centralized exchanges. And before the big tier ones start launching, listing them, and of course it's looking very bullish for that. We're seeing lots of stuff coming out from some of these tier ones around Runes protocol and around memes and stuff like that. So I'll post the link in the chat there if you want to pick some up and do your due diligence. Obviously, that's my free overview for you. How about that? So go for gold. Let's find Dog Go to the Moon. Is that going to list? Let me see there. Hopefully that shows up on the site there. Magic Eden. Anyway, you can get the Magic. Let me just go back here because it's a little bit funny, coming up funny on the studio. So let me just give you the Runes tab. You can find the dog there. You will need to have a specialized wallet, typically something like a Magic Eden wallet or a Unisat wallet or a Xverse wallet. There's quite a few. But you need a certain wallet to be able to connect to the site to do the purchase, if that makes sense. So just take that into account. Any one of those will be perfectly fine. So that is Magic Eden there. All right. And of course, this is on the Bitcoin network. All right. So that is pretty much on Runes. So Runes doing very well. And we've been doing very well covering that. We told you a couple of days ago, weeks ago, that this dog was going to be a big pick. And it's early days still. It's obviously hitting milestone after milestone. And once those tier ones launch, man, it's going to be crazy. Now, if you want to find out more stuff like that, get into our Discord under Strategy Club. And, of course, that's $35 a month. Get in there, and we cover a lot of these possible big plays, the top 5. You always want to be in those big ones. They're going to do some cool stuff. All right, without taking too much risk, right? You can find a few other coins, but you're taking on more risk often when you get into some of those. So, yeah, let's go. All right, let's jump into Ethereum. Ethereum doing pretty well here at $3,772. The 50-day at the moment on Coinbase is 3,357. The 200 EMA is 2,900. And we're currently well above that. So looking very good indeed. And like we say, 40 days since the Bitcoin halving back here. And of course, that Ethereum approval there as well. In fact, it's almost been a week since we've had the technical approval. 1 week there since we've had that on a brand new day now. So bring it on. Ethereum looking pretty good. Nice little pullback there. Now, some of the general news around crypto is Gemini. So if you remember that from the carnage that we had around the fallout of FTX and other things back in the day, pretty much everything that Richard called, right? Richard made calls on those a long time earlier that they would all fall, and they all fell. And of course, I think that even better than price predictions, I think that Richard's market predictions have been better than anybody. No one called it like Richard on the market conditions. And I think that, hats off to him, right? Give tribute where tribute's due. So Gemini Earn users will receive triple the value of assets locked in the lending product after debacles with the FTX and Genesis. On Wednesday, crypto exchange Gemini announced plans to repay creditors $2.18 billion. So we talked about how we had, we had the liquidators going to give back for the other day, and now we've got positive here at 2.18 billion, right? So pretty cool. So that's going to come into people's wallets. It's going to be bullish for crypto. So yeah, kind of cool. All right, so we had the Silk Road, right? Silk Road. That's what I was trying. I just forgotten what the word was. Silk Road, and of course that was kind of the sell down on the supply side. But here we have a nice bullish demand side move as well. So it's kind of cool. All right, so that's kind of good news. So if you're a part of that, it looks like you're going to get a pretty cool refund here, $2.18 billion, and looking good. So that is the earn payment there from Gemini, I should say. Let's jump over to BNB chain, which is kind of our second part of our title, which is 6 Mafia families in day 1. So we're already still in day 1. We haven't finished day 1. Day 1 starts in, there we are. We've got a reset on the website there. We've got to go back. We've got a reset here. It looks like we're going to update on the website. So we're going to have to come back to it just as I should not have gone off the page, but there we go. We'll have a look at the price there. They're doing an upgrade on the website. So just as we speak, there's this unfortunate timing. and it's a shame that I refreshed. But there we go. We got the price at the moment is at 1,500 of a penny, and of course it's just below this sacrifice price. We can see here. This is my estimate, which is based on the total US dollars, including bonuses, divided by the 800 million coins, I think it was. There is a billion coins in existence, but that's kind of the price that I have up there for the sacrifice. And we're just below it at the moment. We were just above it and just below at the moment. Now, what happens is that we got a 4.6% tax, 4.6% buy tax, and I think it's a 16.6% sell tax. Yeah. So you probably need about 5 and 20% slippage on your buy and sells respectively. And what that does, it feeds the vault, and the vault is what all the families and Mafia people are going to be after. And at the moment, it's early days. So we're ramping up to the launch. The vault has to get to about 500 BNB, as I understand it currently at the moment. We're currently at about 60 BNB at the moment on the old Mafia. We'll try and refresh this. Hopefully we'll get this up and running. Yeah, they're obviously doing an update to the website, probably adding more features or fixing things. So here we are at the moment, and it's at 15, just under 1,500. So that's ticking away. So let's go have a look at some of the metrics here. We're going to go to, let's give it a rocket first of all. I'm going to post the link to this if you want to pick up some Mafia tokens on BNB. It's still super early on this. Like I say, we like to be early, right? Early is a big deal. So there we go. That is it. Deck screener there. You can pick up some. It's on BNB chain, so you just have to swap your wallet over to BSC or BNB, depending on what the name of your network is on there. And that is the contract, the trading contract. So now the contract ends in 41111. So that's the correct contract. So kind of cool. I'm going to give that a rocket. Oh, it's not updating for me at the moment. But let's go to the Mafia contract on the BSC scan. So bscscan.com, basically the block explorer. We can see the total supply is 1 billion Mafia. There's currently 827 holders, so keep that in mind for the future. That's probably going to continue to ramp up. We can see at the top here, we've got some team wallets. We've also got the contract there for the buying and selling. And then we can see some of the bigger holders below there that did some of the bigger sacrifices probably is what we're seeing there. So kind of cool. That is currently where we are on the contract. Like I say, we've probably got an upgrade here, so waiting for that. Here we are, coming back. Nice. Just in time, fingers crossed there. Now, what we can see is that we've got 6 families now up. 6, and it's still the first day. I think we've probably got probably another 3 hours, if I get them right, somewhere like that in the day, give or take, something like that. But anyway, the first family up was the Syndicate. This is the one that we're co-hosting in the Discord. And of course, the other side of it is in Telegram, which Archie is running. He's the godfather, or the Don, as it were, in the game. And his name is Capone. And of course, the Syndicate there is based in Chicago. There's currently 14 members, but you watch this. This is not finished. Where there has been an issue around notifications that seems to have been slowly being fixed up. And so once all the notifications are out to all the members, these numbers will start finalizing. So it's early days on that. Now, you can see the fact that people can take their Mafia tokens and they can put it in the bank. And as soon as they put it in the bank, they get instant banks. So you put it in. So you put your Mafia inside the Mafia staking, and you'll have staked Mafia in there. So 26.6 million in this case. And then you'll get instantly. First day, you get the equivalent amount straight in your bank for your different syndicate, and that is basically in-game tokens, right? That you can play with, and of course, in addition to that, while you're staking, you're going to get interest while you do that, which I think is about 8% compound or something like that. So there we go, 26.6 million in there, and you can see the syndicate up. Now we've had other families launch. We had I think it was in this order. I think we had the Peaky Blinders came up second. And of course, you can see that family in there at the moment. So we're going to look at this as early days. So once the invites finish rolling out, we're going to probably have more people in here. And then, of course, we had the Mangneos come out. You can see there's 11 members in there at the moment. Now, these members are probably going to go up because of the invite system just being fixed up there. And of course, then we've had a couple of new groups. So I think we had, I'm not sure which order they came out, but I think we had the original, actually the Mafia group maybe, and then the original Gangsters and the Cartel. So these are the 6 families, and it's only early in day one. We're not even finished. So will we have 7? I don't know. It's going to be fun to see. And, of course, how many more will we get? Now, they're all going to compete for the vault. And the vault at the moment, let's go to the vault over here on this tab. The vault at the moment, it's got 62.39 BNB, 37,000 US dollars. And of course, when people go make a family, so when you decide to, if you create your own family, you will actually have, if you create your own family, you will actually have to pay 500,000 Mafia tokens. And what happens is that those get sold down into the market, and that's given some of these red candles that we've seen at the moment. So, but generally we're staying up there. So that's all goes into the vaults. And the vault is starting to get real juicy. Now, we understand that we're probably not going to launch until the game gets up to 500 BNB. That will be well over 330,000 US dollars at the current price of BNB, which I think is around $600 or so. So it could be huge, this game, absolutely massive. Now, marketing is not going to be starting until later on as well, particularly along BNB influences. So there's going to be a lot of surprise there as well. So things are going to really ramp up. So you're still very early on the Mafia, and a good time to get into a good Mafia family. What else am I going to say about that? You can see the green lines here. Now, these green lines tell you which level the family is at the moment. And now this will really be relevant once the game actually goes live. And you can see this one, the top family will get 30% payout. Second top one will get 25% payout. And third one will get 20% of the payout of the vault. And of course, 15% payout for the number 4 and 10% payout from the vault for number 5. Now, the thing about this is that the payout's going to be 10% of the vault every week. So that's kind of the idea. So if the vault is sitting at 300,000, that's going to be 30,000 US dollars paid out to those top five families every week. So you can see how the families are going to be competing. And within the families, of course, are all the gangsters. And you can see the memberships of the gangsters here. At the moment, the syndicate's got the most at 14. That's going to be a lot higher by the time the invite list finishes. So early days, first day, very exciting, great results. I'm very, very encouraged by these numbers and looking forward to more. Now, at the moment, there's currently 206 players live, and of course, it's going to continue to grow. So you can see some of the headlines numbers there, 6 crime families, etc. You can see the ranking of all the players. So you can see the top rankings at the moment. And of course, the amount of Mafia they got, staked, the family that they're in, and of course, the ranks. Well, everyone's starting at nobody rank, but the ranks, there's tons of ranks. As you do more activity in the game, you will climb the ranks and become more dangerous in the game. That's pretty much it, and earn more, generally speaking, as well. So that's kind of the play there. So being in a Mafia family will be bullish as well, because it makes you stronger, more chances of earning more and more consistently. So there's a lot of cool things happening around that as well. Very, very cool. So I'm going to post the link to this Mafia site if you want to participate, if you like a bit of fun, and you may have a chance of making some good coin. And it's kind of cool. Now, if you do get killed in the game and you've got assets in your profile, you will lose them. Just remember that this is the Mafia. This is a gangster world. So just take that into account. You will need to use your portfolio risk allocation for that if you're thinking about it. So there we go. All right. So that is the Mafia game. What else have we got here? Archie's in house here. Super. Someone has been appointed the syndicate concierge. You can now see the BNB earnings. Really? Oh, that would be pretty cool. Let's go have a look at that. So I'm not sure if that's one of my characters, but there we go. We've got rank there, so kind of cool. Let's go to the families, actually. Let's jump into the syndicate, and let's have a look at this example. This is our Mafia family, the syndicate, and of course Archie is the Don, is the godfather there. And you can see already Capone is the Archie's profile. Already, it looks like it's got some BNB there, 0.86 BNB. And Scarface, that is me. I'm the concierge there. And of course, that is the second rank. So you can see the top ranks here. Capone is the top rank. Just as an example, we've got the concierge with Scarface, which is my character. The Capadocina is coming in. You'll find out who that is soon. And of course, the allocation there of BNB. So pretty cool in the game. And you can see many of the players that are in the team so far. So they're pretty neat. I like this. This is very cool indeed. You can see all the players that are in this Mafia family, what gender they are, what wealth they are, what country they are, and of course all these other cool things here like that. So kind of cool. Whether a capo is kind of like a captain inside the Mafia family, so it's kind of a middle management rank, but very, very important to the success of the family. And then, of course, the amount of Mafia and stuff like that. So very excited about this. Very cool indeed. So looking good. Now, the other thing you can see is the worth of the family. in there. That gives you the family rank. You can see the family bank, how much in-game coins they've got in the family. You can see how much Mafia they've got liquid. And, of course, you can see how much Mafia they've got staked as well, plus all the socials if the Mafia family has that. Kind of cool. Now, if you're in the executive level, in other words, you're a Don, a Concierge, or Capodesina, you can manage the family, invite members, stake Mafia, and leave the family, all that sort of stuff. You can do that. So kind of cool. We've got lots of, look, all the indicators I've got there. I've got lots of indicators there as well. Won't look at that online, but that is kind of the idea. This is stage 2. So stage 1 was setting up your player. You can get started by connecting your wallet and set up your own player. It will cost you 2,000 Mafia. So just take that into account, and that's probably about, what's it about, $3 at the moment, $3 to start be your player. Now you can play by yourself, and of course, do very well in the game. You can do robberies and smuggling and all sorts of things. You can climb the ranks, but of course, it's always more powerful to be in a family. More chances to be protected, to make more money, and of course, all those sort of privileges that you get there. So it's kind of cool. And you got a chance, you got a choice now of trying to join any of these families. So it's probably cool as well. So looking good. It's really wrapping up. Like I say, once the vault gets to about 500, we understand it. Then we may end up having the game started. And of course, marketing and all that sort of stuff's coming up a bit later on. So kind of cool. Very excited. Hope you're excited too. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so that's Mafia. We're going to cover that more and more every day as we get more information. We'll let you guys know. And if you want to join our Mafia family, get into our Discord. It's $5 to join the Discord on a monthly basis. And then, of course, you can just ask Archie in the Pulsechain chat to join up to the Mafia group, and you'll get special access to the private chats for the Mafia family, the syndicate. So kind of cool. All right, that leads us into, moves us into Pulsechain. We're going to talk about that day 384. Before we do that, though, let's see if we've got any more other choices here. We're going to end the poll, too, because we just finished that section. So let's finish the poll. Let's see how many we've got at the moment. Are you going to play Mafia? We got 57% joined already out of 14 votes, so that's really cool. Welcome to the family, or welcome to the game, we say. Maybe 21%. Cool. It's good that you're interested because it is going to be a fun game. And nope, 21%, 1 out of 5, not too bad. And yes, we'll play. So there we go. We've got 0 in that category, so that's out of 14. So cool. All right, let's see who else has jumped in here before we move forward into Pulsechain updates. Go up to Craig. I know that much. Craig Anthony says, cheers for playing my intro video. Hey, Craig, appreciate that. Yeah, I had forgotten who actually created it. That's why I said thanks for the creator. But there we are. Craig Anthony is the creator of that B&B video intro, which we played, which I thought was pretty cool. So, yeah, if you feel like making some more, Craig, I'll be happy to play them. So, yeah, I love the movie style in particular. Very cool. We have a new superhero, the Silver Wookiee, says Wookiee. Is that a new character in a Mafia game? Let us know. Crypto Canito in house there. Hey, it's good to see you. And Wookiee says, Lobo. Yeah, Lobo looks like it's going to do very well. And the market cap's relatively low on the runes too. So that could be a really good one. The thing about Lobo too is they're going to have invested funds that you're going to earn interest in there with the Lobo. And the other thing I didn't talk about Dog is that potentially there's going to be staking for Dog, and that will get the supply off as well. So who knows where these coins could go. They're so early. It's going to be so much fun there. And once again, thanks to Archie there, someone got appointed the Concierge. Very cool. Hopefully I'm saying that right, because it's not my language, so to speak. Wookie says, we have dropped down to second place. Not for long, Wookie, not for long. Not for long indeed. You'll find that out soon enough. Wookie has blown the door down and is in a crazy mode. I have no idea what that image there is as well. We got Brennan says, just arrived in the family. Nice one, Brennan. Like I say, the family rankings have not yet closed off yet because a lot of people haven't been able to join until recently. So it looks like the issue around invitations is being fixed up, which is cool. This is why I love teams when they do stage launches. They can fix up any little nooks and crannies. And sometimes it's typically to do with the back end connected to the front end, things like that on these websites. So yeah, great to see that being fixed up by the team. Very good idea to do staged launches. All right, bring builds the excitement as well. Builds the excitement. Just arrived in the family, says Brendan. Well done. Welcome to the family, Brendan. Welcome to the family. Well, that's on behalf of Archie, of course. He's the godfather. So there we go. All right, let's get into it. We're going to go into Pulsechain. with 36 minutes on the hour. So let's get into it. Pulsechain, of course, accumulation zone at the moment, a mad, crazy accumulation zone. And of course, this is kind of the time, what's it, a year and a month, this kind of thing, that you really are looking to find that bottom in the market. And then, of course, expect to get that upside on in the future with the magic carpet ride, as we say. So at the moment, we've got quadruple 048 at the moment on Pulse. It's 48% of the mean sacrifice price, down 1.5%. Pulsex at the moment, quadruple 0207, down 2.4%. And the buy and burn at the moment, 876, almost, let's say 877 billion Pulsex has been bought up and burned at 4.32% of the public supply. We've got the incentive token at the moment down 4% there at $2.54, but the ratio is still looking very good, 53,000 pulse per one incentive token. And the incentive token supply, let's just round it up, 33 million incentive tokens. And of course, those are emitted or created from the V1 Pulsex farms, which we looked at yesterday. And the yields, even with the prices pulling back down to these price discovery lows, are looking very, very good. Hex at the moment, Hex on Pulsechain down 2.3%, currently at 67 of a penny, and EHEX there at 1700%. EHEX has kind of been the star of the show. As PX goes down, EHEX becomes more, the ratio gets better, right? So that's kind of cool. We've got the combined price EHEX and PX at the moment just under 84 of a penny at the moment. So great, wonderful zone to accumulate Hex. Very cool. That is it for day 384, I think. Yeah, I think that's day 384. All right, so let's jump over to the charts. And we're going to move all that away there. That was supposed to move, but let's go to Pulsechain. This is on the weekly. We're just going to be real quick about this. We've got the RSI down the weekly at 33. We're at 4,800, so we're at a pretty critical level. Remember that after we broke 5,000, 4,600 to 4,700 is the critical level of support there. And we're just above that at the moment. So that's on the weekly. On the daily, the RSI is in the oversold territory at 28. So we are probably in that, hopefully, this is the area. Now, I don't care too much if it goes too much further because I can buy even more of it. But just for the market psychology, probably a good zone to try and defend that 46 to 4,700 and then up to the right. This is the way it goes. You can decide. Right, so that is Pulse. Pulse at the moment is at 2,065. And obviously, we broke down from this level of 2,500. We want to keep that all the way down. And we're currently at the next psychological level, which is 2,000. And we've hit that already. So we're going to bounce from here. Pretty good place to bounce is 2,000. So fingers crossed we do that. If we don't, then the next level would be 1,800. And at the moment, the RSI is 36. Moving to the daily, we're not oversold as bad as Pulsechain. So we're at 35. So Pulsechain's kind of in that oversold territory. Maybe we'll get a bit of a pickup on that, and Pulsex will do a relatively bigger gain versus Pulse. So that's kind of what we might look out there for that. And the incentive token at the moment is $2.54. The Pulse ratio, as we say, still looking very good. Look at that. That's the Pulse ratio to incentive token looking really, really good. Like I say, we break out from 61, then 71,000. If we break 71, then it's off to the races. Who knows where we'll go from there. And of course, if Pulse is going up, then the price of incentive could really do some big climbs. I know people have got big prices out there for $1,000 incentive and stuff like that. Let's be a bit more modest about that, but this is say up to the right. It's kind of the play. We've got PHEX at the moment, clearly accumulation zone here on the weekly. And of course, we've seen several breakouts. So accumulating in this zone just seems like a no-brainer, doesn't it? Especially down at this level, 6700th of a penny. And like I say, we've tended to bounce off 4 weeks in a row. 4 weeks actually, not in a row, but 4 weeks in the past, we've bounced off 6200th of a penny. So we're probably pretty much down there for that bounce. PHEX as well is currently at 1600th of a penny. And of course, there's lots of upside to the pancakes wall up to 7/10 of a penny. How big? How big is that? Let's have a quick look. It is a 324%. It's like 100 years in the bank, isn't it? So there we go. Well, that is the play for EHEX, and the combined price EHEX PX, as we say, until we don't say it, is that we're in accumulation zone down there, right down the bottom here. And once we break that 3 cents in the future, it's going to be game on. So that's what everyone's waiting for. That's what everyone's accumulating for. And of course, mad gains will be made. Mad gains will be made. So that is pretty much it for that. Let's go to the Pulse gas prices. 660,000 bits at the moment. So it's on a little bit higher than yesterday. Quite a bit higher, actually, probably 50% higher. We've got 1 cent for a Pulsex swap at the moment, 700th of a penny for a Pulse coin transfer, 2/10 of a penny for a PRC20 transfer. And Ethereum at the moment, it's kind of on the higher side. We are on a weekday, 16 Gwei on Ethereum. and might probably ease off later in the day. We're 1,900 times cheaper than Ethereum, so pretty good. Now, would you rather pay up to $21 for a swap on Uniswap, or would you rather pay 1 cent on Pulsechain? I know that Pulsechain seems like the right thing to do. All right, let's go to the validators. 48,753 validators at the moment. 1.56 trillion staked off the market. Now, what a perfect time to pick up Pulse. 32 million Pulse to be a solo validator. And of course, you can go pick up some software, some hardware there from David Feder on validatorstore.com. They're currently providing 69% of all validators have gone through that store. So big shout out to David Feder there at validatorstore.com. And definitely that's an easy way of setting that up. 32 million Pulse, much cheaper to get to at the moment. And of course, alternatively, you could do the NFT, DGN NFTs, and I think it's up to 64 or 68, one of those two, equals one full validator. So it's another way of doing it. All right, finally, let's get to the bridge, the health check for Pulsechain, 107.8. So yeah, we're down quite a bit here because I think we were up 110. So we're down about 2.3 million there. ETH is still at number 1 spot there. DAI is holding on to 30 million. Let's have a look down here. 18.6 for USDC, 12.3 for USD Tether. EHEX there holding on to 10 million as well. That's kind of where we are at the moment. And of course, we got our stable coins on a Pulsechain. How much have we got now for the native stable coins? USDL 15 million, PXDC 3 million. PXDC based on Hex, of course. PXDC. That's not based on Hex. That is Pulsex, right? Pulsex, and of course HexDC is 1.77 million. That's based on Hex, and of course Coast sitting at 4 million. Now Coast is having a revival because it's almost back at peak. So it's doing pretty good job. In fact, they're all just slightly under peak. They're quickly probably it's holding up pretty well. So nice to see Coast. Coast got really far down. Was it about down to 68 cents or something? Nice to see Coast back up, and it must be getting pretty close to the banking issues being resolved here. You can see on the right hand side we've got some information there. All right, that is it. So I guess we're starting day 384. Was it day? Yeah, I think so. What time is it? No, it's day 383 we just covered. Yeah, I think it might be the case. Maybe we're just on day 384 now. All right, that leads us into the derivatives. So we're going to cover that briefly. Nothing positive on the derivatives at the moment, obviously with the down day on Pulsechain and the sentiment at the moment. Let's go to stablecoins. Positive here on a DAI, PDAI there at 39. It's up 3% on PDAI. So we'll keep watching that narrative. Just under 0.4 of a penny. And of course, I do think at some stage it's going to try and make another attempt for that 1 cent again. So that is kind of play on PDAI. Looking at the influencer coins, the only one that's really up is Randy Alasky. Big shout out. His no permissions, of course, is how people got the note token. And that is up 4% at the moment at 40, just under 4400th of a penny. So doing pretty well there. And a little rise here from Hexy Bastard Paul Pleb. That is up 1.37% at the moment. So those are the kind of influencer coins. Let's jump over to Pulsechain completely, like the whole Pulsechain. We've got $16.3 million in volume, so pretty low on Pulsechain. Not surprising given where we are. This is low for a weekday, right? So a weekday, and we're at 328,000 transactions at the moment. That's still okay at this stage. But let's have a look at the top performers. We've got Teddy Bear at the moment. It's up 7%, so no huge gains today. No big sun meme coins coming out of nowhere. We're up 7.6% on Teddy Bear. We've got Fire up 7% at the moment. That's Hexy Fire from influencer Crispy Man. What else there? We've got PDGC at 6.7%. Pulse Pot there is up 6.5%. Had a big seller yesterday. We do have, I believe, quite a few stakers coming out on Pulse Pot, so we may have a bit of that going on. We'll see how that goes. But of course, one of Jacob's ecosystems there. What else there? GIF is up 3.67% at the moment. And of course, not doing too bad there. I always keep on wanting to say Kaleidoscope, but it's not Kaleidoscope. You guys know who I'm talking about. I don't know why I came out Kaleidoscope. Anyway, so that's kind of the play there. We've got inching out a little bit of gains there. So that's pretty much it. Not a lot happening today. And that means a good day for picking up bargains. That's what we can say about that. Picking up the bargains on Pulsechain. That's going to lead us into Hex, our final topic for the day. Let's see what else we got in the chat here. We got any more comments? A time to stake and bake. Yeah, talking about BNB. Talking about what are you talking about? BNB Mafia, aren't you? So yeah, Mafia token, stake it and start earning some in-game tokens. That's the thing. So when you do start your profile, you can and get into a family. You do need to be in a family to stake and get in-game currency, as I understand it. Yeah, you do need to do that. And yeah, so you can start earning straight away. Isn't that cool? So that's the way to play. As soon as you get into a family, start staking that Mafia for in-game currency. That's pretty much it. You're going to need it. You're going to need it. You're going to have to buy a gun, a bullet vest, a car. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of skull stuff you're going to need. All right, let's go back into X and let's see how the results are. Day 1640 on Ethereum. We've got the 29th of May. Let's jump over to the payout. So we're 7.16 hex per T-share on the old Ethereum today. We had 7.158 yesterday. And of course, let's look at the T-shares. T-shares down 3,000, down 274. So we're sitting at 9,135,000 T-shares in the ownership pool on Ethereum. And of course, you can check out hex.com to find out more. The reward pools, look at these penalties, pretty low. Hardly any penalties, with about 65.4 million in the pools, reward pools for those hex miners. Liquid holders down 12 today. Miners down 2, sitting at 117,721 miners on the old Ethereum hex. Moving over to Pulsechain, we haven't got today's data out, probably be out in the next half an hour or so. We got yesterday's data. I think we did read this yesterday. That was 698 hex per T-share, so not too bad there. T-shares down quite a bit though. And the rewards are pretty up a lot better than on Ethereum, but still relatively modest compared to say $1 million or so. 65.7 million in the reward pool. Liquid holders continue to rise on Pulsechain, but miners down as well. 123,871 miners on the old Pulsechain, but we haven't got today's data out for today, which was what did we say? 383. I got to remember. I think it's the levels that we're at. Starting to forget the numbers. So there we go. We're on day 1641 and 384. 384 for. I got to double check again. This is the fourth time. I never used to have this problem. I just had it in the last week. Just forgetting the day for some reason. 384. 384. Yeah. All right. That is it. Good times. Good times, as we say. So like I say, if you want to find out more and get into our Discord, if you want to find out more about BNB Mafia, it's you're early. We're early, and we have the first family up there with Archie as our godfather, and you have a chance to join an incredible team, and you've got some influencer coverage as well. So it's kind of cool. Good to have the governor on our team. Indeed. Nice. All right, get in there, folks, and have fun. It's going to be fun. That's the number one thing, of course. And of course, you may make some nice crypto on the way. That's the cool thing about crypto games. So pretty cool. All right, it's also a bit of a diversification play as well. It's always good to have diversification on a few top chains. Ethereum, BNB, Pulsechain. It's good to have a bit of a project here and there and have that diversification as well. All right, I think that's it. Are we up to 50 minutes? I think it's pretty good. Wiki says, you stray dog, you powder boy, says Wiki. Yeah, we'll get into that. Hey, look, I've got to stake my Mafia now too. So that's probably one of the first things I'll do today as well. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Get into our Discord. It is the action place to be. We talk about just about everything in there. And yeah, you can find out all the early intel on a lot of crypto projects, multi-chain. It is a great place to be, especially if you're in Strategy Chubb. That is the multi-chain place to be if you want to get involved with that. And of course, if you want Pulsechain Hex stuff, projects, then you can just join the Discord as well for $5 a month. So Strategy Club is $35 a month. You get into the private chat groups. And of course, Pulsechain Hex is $5 a month, 16 cents a day. So pretty good value. And of course, get access to all the early intel that we do. All right. I think we're going to leave it there. Let's play out that video again on the way out, shall we? One more time. All right. Take care. Peace out. And I'll catch you again tomorrow. Bye for now.